You're watching 7 at 7, the only news bulletin where we curate the day's top 7 stories for our viewers. Before I hit the headlines, viewers, I want to quickly take you through where India stands with its fight against COVID-19. Let's break it down numerically on where we stand right now. Our total import of positive active cases today stand, viewers, at 5,19,270. We've recorded till now 1,35,715 deaths. We have seen a huge amount of recoveries to the tune of 87,18,517. So this is what it looks like, viewers, where India stands with its fight against COVID-19. We're going to continue. Viewers, our top focus story is on the GDP numbers that have been released for this quarter. And our economy in terms of the GDP has contracted 7.5% in July-September period in comparison to the same period last year. The pandemic-induced lockdown had led to a steep contraction of 23.9% in the GDP for the April-June quarter as compared to the same period a year ago. The RBI, which had introduced many unconventional measures to aid recovery, expects the economy to shrink again by 9.5% in the financial year 21. The output of 8 core infrastructure sectors fell by 2.5% in October, mainly due to decline in production of crude oils, natural gases, refinery products and cement. All right, I want to connect right now to my colleague Aishwarya, who's going to take us through the latest numbers that have been released by the government. Aishwarya, it's over to you.
Well, you know, with minus 7.5%, that is the GDP for this quarter. We are technically into recession. The last 2 quarters, we have seen the Indian economy in the negative, which means it is a very long road ahead. But the chief economic advisor has said that these numbers are encouraging. From minus 23.9%, we have now come to minus 7.5%. And he's expecting in the next quarter, we should be able to come into the positive. He's also saying now is the time when people really need to focus on their health, because we are seeing the number of COVID cases rising. But he did say that the government is very happy with these numbers, and in the near future we could see few more stimulus packages. However, in the end, he did say we need to tread very cautiously. We need to be cautiously optimistic on the economy going forward.
All right, so these were the numbers that were released. I want to cut across right now to our business editor, Rajiv Dubey, is joining us live. Rajiv, what does this mean for the Indian economy going ahead? Would you please break down it for us in semantics?
Yeah, so Preeti, what it shows is that the contraction has reduced very, very substantially from almost 24% to now 7.5%. But what is still worrying, we are still not out of the woods, because we are still the second worst performing economy among major economies in the world. And the biggest problem is the services sector, because the services sector, whether you look at construction, whether you look at hotels, tourism, whether you look at financial services, all of those are still contracting pretty substantially. Only manufacturing seems to have revived, because across the country, the lockdown has been lifted very, very substantially. And agriculture, as it is, was doing very well. So agriculture and manufacturing are the only 2 positives in this quarter. Other than that, you will see everything else, whether it's mining or quarrying, different components of the GDP numbers, they are all showing the negative, negative effect or contraction. So we are still not out of the woods, but very encouraging numbers from compared to the first quarter, of course.
All right, encouraging numbers compared to the first quarter. What's interesting, Rajiv, and thank you, Rajiv and Aishwarya, for joining us, is in this quarter, what did well for us was agriculture. What's also happening right now in the heart of the national capital is a protest pertaining to agriculture laws, farm laws. Farmers are taken to the streets for day 2. The Chalo Dilli call only intensified today. A massive clash erupted between farmers and the administration this morning at Singhu border in Delhi. The angry farmers pelted stones at the cops, removing barricades, barbed wires. This evening, as the Delhi police yielded to their demand, there was also lathi charge, viewers, at the Khidki border near Bahadurgarh. After all that went down, the administration seems to have yielded on farmer protests and have opened the barricades to Delhi. The farmers are now marching into Delhi. Some of them refusing to go to the ground that has been allotted, which is the Nirankari ground in Burari. and are halting at the Singhu border because they want to go to Jantar Mantar. Meanwhile, a massive showdown has erupted at the Shambhu border as well. The police had fired tear gas shells and used water cannons at protesters to disperse them as they were proceeding towards Delhi. This was the same point where there was a clash yesterday as well. Earlier on, a clash had erupted between agitating farmers and the police at Tikri border in Bhadurgarh in Haryana as farmers tried to remove barricades. Blockades were reported in Delhi, Dehradun, Yamuna Expressway and Mumbai-Agra highway as well. Now, there is a contingent, viewers, of what we are getting to know from Muzaffarnagar in Uttar Pradesh of farmers marching to the national capital.
किसानों और पुलिस में एक बार फिर से टकराव हुआ है। आप देख सकते हैं कि जो पुलिस ने बैरिकेडिंग की थी उसके पास तक काफी तादाद में किसान यहां पर आ गए थे और पुलिस ने उनको पीछे हटाने के लिए टीयर गैस छोड़ी है। एक बार फिर से आंसू गैस के गोले छोड़े हैं और यहां पर आप देख सकते हैं कि जो बैरिकेडिंग थी वो भी यहां से हटा दी गई है और ये किसान बिल्कुल पुलिस के पास में पहुंच गए हैं। आप देख सकते हैं यहां पर जो है इनको समझाने बुझाने की कोशिश की जा रही है कि किसी भी सूरत में टकराव ना हो। हालांकि ये भी कहा जा रहा है कि सरकार के साथ किसानों की बातचीत शुरू हो चुकी है और ये बातचीत किसी अंजाम पे जा सकती है, लेकिन आप यहाँ पर देख सकते हैं कि किसान लगातार अब आगे बढ़ रहे हैं और पुलिस लगातार पीछे हट रही है। तस्वीरें आपको दिखा रहे हैं हम कि इनको रोकने की कोशिश की जा रही है, किसानों को रोकने की कोशिश की जा रही है, लेकिन पुलिस, ये देखिए, ये पुलिस पीछे हट रही है और काफी समझाया गया था किसानों को। आप देखिए कि पुलिस को पीछे हटना पड़ रहा है और ये किसान आगे चल दिए हैं दिल्ली की तरफ। आप ये तस्वीरें आपको दिखा रहे हैं कि जो बैरिकेडिंग की गई थी दिल्ली पुलिस ने, उस एक बैरिकेडिंग को किसान तोड़ चुके हैं।
इस वक्त हम लोग टीकरी बॉर्डर पे मौजूद हैं, एक ट्रैक्टर के अंदर, जिसमें किसान पंजाब के मानसा शहर से दिल्ली तक पहुंचे हैं। इस तरीके के कई सारे ट्रैक्टर्स हैं जिनमें किसान बैठ के आए हैं। अंदर ट्रैक्टर में किस तरीके की तैयारियों के साथ किसान आए हैं वो आपको दिखाते हैं। आप देखिए, सबसे पहले तो हम आपको छत से दिखाना शुरू करते हैं। ये देखिए, सबसे पहले ये एक तिरपाल लगा हुआ है, लेकिन इसके ऊपर भी एक मोटी प्लास्टिक लगाई गई है। एक पूरी मोटी प्लास्टिक की शीट आप देख सकते हैं जो इसके ऊपर लगाई गई है, ताकि अगर बारिश होता है तो बारिश का पानी अंदर ना आ सके, इसलिए पूरी तैयारी है। और अब आपको दूसरी चीजें दिखाते हैं। देखिए, गद्दे हैं। गद्दे के बाद चूंकि ठंड का मौसम है इसलिए इस तरीके के कंबल लेके आए हैं। ये अलग अलग जो लोग हैं सबके अपने बैग्स हैं, बैग में पूरे कपड़े हैं। इसके बाद देखिए बर्तन, किस तरीके के बर्तन लेके आए गए हैं। ये देखिए, ये बड़े बड़े तावे हैं जिन पर रोटियां बनाते हैं। जब ये लंगर लगाते हैं तो रोटियां बनाते हैं। गैस का चूल्हा, एक पूरा सिलेंडर, इस तरीके के सिलेंडर और भी हैं इन लोगों के पास। इस तरीके के सिलेंडर लेके आए हुए हैं। और ये देखिए, ये एक बर्तन है। ये किस लिए लेके आए? ये क्या
चावल पाएंगे, मतलब कम से कम जितनी मतलब सुबह बना ली तो दोपहर तक गर्म रहेगी, जो मर्जी पी ले। और
आगे देखिए, पूरी सब्जी यहाँ पर काटी जा रही है और ये यहाँ पर अब खाना बनाने की जो तैयारी है यहाँ पर अब शुरू हो चुकी है। तो ये सब्जियाँ आप लोग खरीदते हैं या लेके ही चले थे? ये सब्जियाँ भी लेके चले थे आप लोग?
कम से कम 10 दिन की हम दाल सब्जी लेके आए हैं। ऊपर पे है 5 किलो चना है, 5 किलो मसरी है, इसको बनाएंगे हम।
ये बताइए, जब आप लोग चलने की तैयारी कर रहे थे तो क्या सामानों की लिस्ट बनाई थी? तो सबकी अलग अलग जिम्मेदारी दी गई थी?
अपनी सारा घर घर वाला समान चाहिए, सारा कोई नून मिर्च खंड चाह पत्ती दूध सब कुछ लेकर आए हैं। तवा बेलना चकला सब कुछ साढ़े पास है।
सब कुछ आप लोग पास है। क्या सोच के कितने दिन रुकने के हिसाब से?
जितना चिर मर्जी हो जाए असी बैठे ही रहेंगे जिन्ना तक साढ़े बिल वापस नहीं होने।
3 दिसंबर को बातचीत के लिए किसान यूनियंस को हम लोगों ने आमंत्रण भेजा है। मैं आपके माध्यम से सभी किसान यूनियन के नेताओं को विनम्र प्रार्थना करना चाहता हूं कि वो ऐसे सर्दी के मौसम में, कोविड के संकट में आंदोलन का रास्ता छोड़ें और वो दिल्ली आएंगे तो हम लोग जरूर उनसे चर्चा करेंगे और मुझे चर्चा करते हुए खुशी होगी।
All right, so there are two big developments. The government has yielded to the angry farmer They are saying they are allowed to come into Delhi. However, the second development is a huge contingent of the farmers doesn't want to go to the ground that has been allotted, which is at Nirankari grounds in Burari. They want to go to Jantar Mantar. So there is a split right now. But one thing is for sure, Kisan Kranti viewers right now is in Delhi. The Chalo Delhi call, which had started off and sparked off the campaign, the protest, is now culminating in the national capital. But things nowhere have reached in terms of mediation, because the government is yet to open talks. We're going to keep a keen eye on all developments there, but let's quickly cut across right now to Hyderabad, where viewers, a simple, small, municipal, local election is resounding on a national stage with big guns booming of the BJP. The BJP has deployed its bigwigs to campaign. BJP President JP Nadda is in Hyderabad and held a roadshow in Chevalla constituency. Nadda is also scheduled to meet the locals and address a gathering of intellectuals at Hotel Taj Banjara around 7:30 p.m. Top BJP leaders including Bhupendra Yadav, Smriti Irani, Devendra Fadnavis, Ashish Shelar are also in Hyderabad. Meanwhile, BJP released its manifesto on Thursday. KTR took a jibe saying that pictures used in BJP manifesto is the TRS government's development work.
इतनी बड़ी संख्या में आप सब आए हैं, ये अपने आप में केसीआर को संदेश दे रहा है कि तुम्हारे जाने की बारी आ गई है और भारतीय जनता पार्टी के आने की बारी आ गई है। मित्रों, इस बारिश में भी आप सब लोग ग्रेटर हैदराबाद के विकास के लिए म्युनिसिपल कॉर्पोरेशन में कमल खिलाने के लिए आतुर हैं। आप सिरे से भ्रष्टाचार को नकार रहे हैं और आप मोदी जी के नेतृत्व वाले विकासवाद को बढ़ाने का काम हैदराबाद में कर रहे हैं। आपको कोटि कोटि नमस्कार, आपको कोटि कोटि धन्यवाद। मित्रों, हम सब लोग मिलकर इस चुनाव को पूरी ताकत से लड़ेंगे, पूरी शिद्दत के साथ लड़ेंगे और यहाँ कमल खिला करके हैदराबाद को एक विकास की नई ऊंचाइयों पर ले जाने का काम करेंगे, ये हम आपको विश्वास दिलाते हैं।
Not only the glasses made high-rise buildings or the high-tech city, the Hyderabad is much significant for its heritage, iconic, historic old city. Well, these cavalry are here for the security of the local, and that's the iconic Charminar of the old city, Hyderabad. The Greater Hyderabad Municipal Corporation elections has set the tone not as a local civic election, but as significant as any assembly or even the general elections, because there is a heating temperature amongst the political parties.
1st December is polling for the municipal elections. Today, JP Nadda held a roadshow. On Sunday, it's going to be Amit Shah who's going to be holding rallies. You're going to get you all the latest from there. Let's cut across right now from the municipal election, which is resounding on a national stage, to an election, viewers, which will be called as a tectonic elections in India, and that comes in from the state of West Bengal. West Bengal Transport Minister Suvendu Adhikari has now resigned from his ministerial berth, triggering speculations that he could ditch the TMC. The blow comes to the TMC government in Bengal ahead of the upcoming state elections. Adhikari's resignation comes at a time when political circles in the state are abuzz on whether he's going to join the BJP or not. The blow comes to the TMC government in Bengal ahead of the upcoming state elections. Adhikari's resignation comes at a time when political circles are abuzz if he's joining the BJP. Adhikari had distanced himself from the TMC for several months now. The ex-minister has been conspicuous by his absence at various party events and even cabinet meetings. Adhikari, however, is yet to resign from the Trinamool Congress as of now, but BJP is confident that he will join the party.
আমরা বাঙালিরা আড্ডা দিই। শুভেন্দু বলার কথা নয়, টিএমসি থেকে অনেক নেতা এইভাবে চলে আসবেন, কয়েকজন এমএলএ এমপি চলে এসেছেন, বাকি নেতারাও চলে আসবেন, কারণ ওই পার্টিতে কোনো ভদ্রলোক থাকতে পারে না, কোনো গণতন্ত্র নাই, কোনো স্বাধীনতা সম্মান নাই। তাই যারা পশ্চিমবাংলার পরিবর্তনের লড়াই করতে চান তারা আসুন, আমরা তাদেরকে যোগ্য সম্মান দেবো, দিয়েওছি। সেই জন্য এটা ওনাদের পার্টির ব্যাপার, কী হবে সেটা ঠিক করবেন, কিন্তু এটা সূচনা করছে যে টিএমসি শেষে শুরু হয়ে গেছে।
Suvendu has taken certain personal decisions. He is entitled to it. But he has not resigned from the party, not his MLA-ship. We hope to keep him in the party and utilize him.
Is there any plans of further engaging with him, more discussions and deliberations?
Yes, there are plans.
There's also so much of speculation about whether he is going to travel to Delhi. Has he said anything of that?
Absolutely false. It's a rumor being spread by the RSS.
All right, let's shift focus right now to Mumbai, where Kangana Ranaut, viewers, this time has scored a win, which many would say, against the BMC. The Bombay High Court wrapped the BMC, asking the BMC now to pay damages for taking down Kangana Ranaut's office.
BMC acted with malice. Sinister move to silence Kangana. The Bombay High Court coming down hard on the BMC for the demolition of actor Kangana Ranaut's plush office in Bandra's Pali Hill on September 9th. After months of tussle with the Maharashtra government, actor Kangana Ranaut snagged a massive victory in the Bombay High Court, as the court quashed an order issued by the Mumbai Municipal Corporation to demolish her bungalow.
इंडिविजुअल अगेंस्ट द स्टेट में जब इंडिविजुअल की विक्ट्री होती है तो वो डेमोक्रेसी की, लोकतंत्र की विजय है. So I want to thank all my friends who gave me courage. I want to thank those also who played villains, because it's only because of them I can play a hero.
The Bombay High Court has ruled that Kangana is entitled to a compensation due to malified action by the BMC. The court also appointed a valuer to assess the cost of damage and decide on an appropriate compensation for the actor. The Bombay High Court did, however, disapprove of Kangana's statements and asked her to exercise restraint. But the court ruled that the state cannot use muscle power against a citizen.
I'm happy that justice is finally delivered. As far as those other preconditions are there, that is also quite balanced. I'm not really worried about that. Overall, if I can just say, sum it up in 2 words, justice is delivered. Justice delivered.
As the Bombay High Court ruled in favour of Kangana, BJP launched an attack on the Maharashtra government and Chief Minister Uddhav Thackeray.
कंगना के मैटर में मुंबई महानगर पालिका ने जो बड़े-बड़े वकील खड़े करके उनके ऊपर जो पैसा खर्चा किया, वो पैसा जनता के खिसे से न जाते हुए मुख्यमंत्री ने निजी जेब से देने की आवश्यकता है.
मुंबई की महापौर और मुंबई के म्युनिसिपल कमिश्नर ने तुरंत त्याग पत्र देना चाहिए. संजय राउत की तो बोलती बंद हो गई.
Meanwhile, the Mumbai mayor claimed their legal team will be looking into the court's order.
कि जिस तरह उनका ये हो रहा है, हमारा लीगल डिपार्टमेंट, हमारा जो एच वार्ड का जो सबको मैं बुला रही है, उसमें हाईकोर्ट का जो निर्देश है वो क्या-क्या है, कौन से स्टेप पे दिए, वो मैं देख रही हूँ.
Kangana Ranaut has been in the thick of controversies, from comparing Mumbai to POK and referring to Uddhav Thackeray as Ravan. The actor hasn't held back in her all-out tirade against the Maharashtra government.
While coming to a conclusion, the Bombay High Court said that the BMC had indeed acted out of malice in law, and that is the reason it decided to give a compensation to Kangana Ranaut. Now, all this compensation would actually be deducted from the salaries of all those officials who had gone for the Demolition Act. With cameraman Samir Shanbag in Mumbai, Vidya for India Today.
All right, so Kangana Ranaut sees this as a big win for her. The BMC has now been given 3 months' time for the valuation of Kangana Ranaut's office so that they would be able to compensate her. Let's quickly shift focus right now to the national capital, and this is a segment, viewers, we are going to do every day. It is about the rising pollution levels and the deteriorating air quality in the national capital. Well, the silver lining, today there's been little respite for Delhiites as air quality in the national capital is in the moderate category after days. Along with Delhi, the AQI of NCR, Noida, Gurugram also recorded in moderate category. Noida and Gurugram both recorded AQI levels of 137 to 156 respectively, while Delhi mostly recorded an AQI level of moderate quality of air at 133. Welcome back. You're watching a fact check segment where we bust certain myths masquerading to be facts on social media platforms and even WhatsApp groups. Now, there is an image which is floating about that seems to suggest thousands came in for the funeral of Congress leader Ahmed Patel in Gujarat, Bharuch. Well, this is wrong. There was a COVID protocol and the family did abide by the COVID protocol. This picture is doctored. With that quick fact check, we're going to go into a quick break, but do stay with me. Up next is To The Point, and we're going to put the spotlight on the farmer protests raging and now being allowed to enter Delhi. The farmers there. Stay with me. Hi everyone, Preeti Chaudhary here. Hope you like this video. For latest news and analysis, like and subscribe to the India Today YouTube channel. And don't forget to press the bell icon to stay updated. Thank you for watching.